also going to share with you my screen so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so this is the assignments this week. And I need to edit this one a little bit here. Appending, file not found, appending names and scores. Adding and then search for, modify. All right, that looks good. All right, so we're looking at chapter 6, which is where we can go get data from files. We're going to be able to write text out to a file and then go and get that text, bring it back into our file. We're going to be able to delete things out of the file, add things to the file, modify the file, search in the file. Yeah, so we're going to do that one. These two you can do, I think, on your own. The first one uses the Declaration of Independence. Okay. And I provide that for you in case you don't have it. So there is a file there that you can download. Excuse me, text file. And what I want you to do is lesson 2, or there's number 2 and 3, I think it is, in your book, assignments. So if you go to the end of chapter 6, look at 2 and 3. Write a program that uses the name of a file. The program should display only the first 5 lines of the file. And then part 3 is it's going to put numbers in front of each line. So you can find those two program or assignments, and then combine 5 and 6, which sums, you get have a file full of numbers, and you can create that. And then you sum them and also calculate their average. So there's those two, and they're not that terrible if you read the chapter. And then we have the one we're going to do tonight in class, which is much bigger. Okay. So that's where we're at. And again, this some of the things we're going to look at is reading, writing, appending. All those things are different how you do it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because, all right, and I'm going to redo it. Okay, I'm going to do that one. So now you should be able to see Thawny. Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right. Oh, I don't want that. Always something. There we go. All right. So here we are in our favorite little program. Again, I just like using it because I just do. It's very simplistic. So let's go ahead. So this is a golf program, okay? If I can. See if I can get it to work here. Oh, what's going on? Oh, duh. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. I think that's right? And then, geez. My dog is sitting here snoring. We'll call it the Acme PGA golf score program. And we'll call this file, we'll call it, how about just golf score? Something like that. And today's date, we're moving through March now. Again, if you have any questions, you need to yell, scream. Um, no, modify scores. Let's just make it. Delete. Add, modify, search for names and scores. All right. So that's what it does. And now I'll save that as, what do I call it? Darn it. Jeez. Oh, I put scores, so now I have to change this. Scores. Okay. And we'll go ahead and define our main first. Put our loop in. And while, let's see. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. So while choice is not equal to a Q character, we're going to set this up and splice it all in first. Okay. So we're going to have it where it gets the menu from somewhere else. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and type choice is equal to show. And then we'll put if choice is equal to, or is it to an A, then we'll do add. But for right now, let's just do this. We'll say print add is here. And then else if choice is assigned an M, oops, we'll have print modify. And again, this is called stubbing in. So we can get this so it runs a little bit. I got an M, I got an S. Print. And then as I build this, I replace these print statements. And then else if, and I know when I'm done, when they're all, so this one will be a D. And then something like that. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. So there's our main waiting for us to have to go to this show here, which is in another file. So our menu is going to return back right here. This show is in the menu file. Wrong programming language there. Okay. So everybody got that? Make sure you save it. Oh, we probably should put in, probably should call the, some point here, we better call the main, huh? It'll never run. Make sure you save that. So the first thing we're going to work on is this menu here. Okay. So let's go ahead and add another, and I'm just going to save this, and I'm going to call it menu. And again, these have to be saving to the same location, right? Okay, so now we're going to say, let's go back up here. Get this from, oh, probably right here. Come over here. Go ahead and paste that in. And this one is menu. That's good. All right. So we'll call it show, and we'll say while true, we're going to go ahead and print a banner. I know I always use the double quotes instead of just going /n, something to that effect. And we can just copy this one and paste it in. At least two of them would be the same length. All right, and then we're going to have print. And then we'll do M. Okay, you got to escape that like that. So we don't want it to read that as the end of the line there. So we got that one. Then we'll say choice is equal to an input of enter A, M, S, D, R, or Q. And then we'll make sure that if they type in a lowercase or uppercase, it doesn't matter. So
just a heads up, line 12, add a new line at the beginning.
which one?
Line 12.
Oops. Yeah, I don't want that, a new line there. Thank you.
No, line 12.
I don't want a new line there.
Okay, cool. I thought you were trying to create a little box with the.
I am. That's what's going to happen.
Ah.
But this one, I wanted an extra line in there.
Gotcha.
So it's not right up against anything above it that might be printing out. Okay. It should be right, I think. And then we're going to change whatever they type into uppercase. And then we'll say if the choice is not equal to, there's a bunch of these, so A, and choice is not equal to A, M, and choice is not equal to an S, and choice is, hang on, shift, not equal to a, where am I at, S, D, and choice is not equal to an R, and choice is not equal to a Q, I think that'll be okay. Oops, got my colon on the end. Then what we want to do is print /n invalid choice only A, M, S, D, R, and or Q are valid. And choice will be equal to true. And then else return choice. Make sure you save that. So it's a pretty big menu.
So why are we setting choice to true?
So it keeps going.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to go now. Once we have this, okay, we'll see if it works. But before we do that, we have to come back over here to our main. And we're going to go ahead and say from menu, okay, import, and we'll just do everything. Okay. So now it knows that in menu, there's something called, I think we called it show, right? Yep. So now it should be able to see that. And let's in fact see if it does. See how many errors we can get here. Uh-oh. Enter. Oh, I got a double quote and a single quote here. Only I don't have any quote here. So that one's a single quote. And then I've got a double and a single here. Little things that Thorny can find that if we were just typing it in a text file. There you go. You can see my, or you should be able to anyway. My menu down here. Where is it at? There it is. And it should, if I type A, it says, okay, it says add is here. See it right here? Okay. If I type an X, oops, what's going on there? It says, I typed an X, it says invalid choice, only these are valid. And it brings my thing back up. Hang on, this thing's in the way here. If I go here and type a Q, my program says, thank you for using Acme, and ends. I need a space somewhere there. I just thought, thank you, right in between thank you and right there. Where do you need me to be? So it runs until they type in the right, either an AMSDRQ and it's displaying. We check to see if in fact it's displaying. We probably should check them all. Let me run it again, see if they're all showing up. I'm gonna move this out of the way again so I can see. Okay, so we'll try A first. Oh, gosh darn it. A first. Says add is here. We'll try S next. Search is here. then M, I'm sorry. It says modify is here. D, delete is here. R, read and display is here. And then again, Q, and the program quits. So that's what you should do right now. Anybody need me anywhere?
Maybe. So we're just connecting them via the from menu import.
Yep.
Mine doesn't display anything when I run it.
Did you call it right here?
Yeah. Let me,
And check and see if your files are in the same folder.
they are.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it works. I was just curious about in your menu when you set choice to true. Aren't we using choice to store a character?
It's, I mean, I can take it out and then let's see what happens. Whoops, I'm on the wrong. Okay, so if I type X, oh, hang on. Oh, it's no, okay. So I don't even need that. Or let's see if it does. I guess I don't need that. Let's see if the Q works. It does. So get rid of that line. You're right. Get rid of that line I had down here.
And then, so in your additional while statement, the condition true, like what is true about this block? You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, and I don't know how it does that. And I'm being honest with you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I guess because it's checking, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if it does. Again, I'll type X this time. And what did it print? There you go.
Gotcha.
So it's working. The mystification of Python. You know what? Next time we come next week, I'm going to ask you, why does that work? And you'll be our
Oh, that's
answer.
not fair. Come on.
Yes, that is.
All right.
You can be our
I'll
answer guy
research it.
next week.
Yeah.
I'll even give you some extra credit.
All righty.
Okay. So we got our import working. Our menu should be working. Okay. So let's go ahead and do, how about we get some stuff in there. Okay. So I'm going to, or get some names and scores. So I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to save this as, oh, what did I call? When the heck did I even call it? I forgot. In the menu. Hang on. Add is here. All right. I know what we can make it. All right. We'll say. How about if we make it right? I think that'll be good. We'll just call it right. All right, so now we got right here. And once again, we can go over here and let's just copy this. Paste it in. Oh, this will be easier. All right, so then I'm going to call this just simple add, I think. Oh, we can make it add record. Add records. All right, we need some variables. So we'll say name is equal to nothing. We'll go golf score is equal to 0. We'll do number of players is equal to 0. And we're going to put in a try because we're going to open up a file, okay? So I'm going to make it file name is equal to an input of, and again, this makes it more user or more useful because I can use multiple files, not just the same one. In other words, if the person has to put the file name in, that's a lot better. And I'm going to concatenate .txt on the end of it. And then I'm going to say my out file is going to be equal to, and I'm going to open it up as file name. And I'm going to put an A in here. And that A, and the reason I'm going to do that is just in case somebody doesn't know that the file's already there. If I put it just as a write, it'll write over whatever's in there. So I'm going to make it always so it appends instead of writes. So if there's stuff in the file, it'll still create the file, first of all, and I'll put stuff in there. If there's stuff already in the file, it'll open the file and then tack it on the bottom. So that's, I think, a lot better than just using write. First question we're going to say here is the number of players. And that's just how many people do you want to put in, right? How many people okay. So I got that. And now I want to write the data to the file. So I'm going to say for index in the range num players. I'm going to say name is going to be an input. And then the golf score will be an integer. So then let's see here. So we can say now the out file, write their name plus we want a line feed. Something like that. And then out file dot write. And we'll change that to a string. Golf score plus. I wonder if that, I want to put this out here, I think. See if it works out here. Close the file. And then we need to check to see if something bad goes on. So we're going to have some accepts here. So this is IO. So these are different types of errors. In other words, if it asks them how many records there or how many players there are and they type in the letter A, we should catch that. If it can't open the file for some reason, it should catch that.
Is this just is try accept the same concept as try catch, but
Yes, it is.
specific? Gotcha.
Exactly the same thing. Oops. And then, of course, accept it, just some other error occurred. I think that'll work. All right. Make sure you save that. Anybody need more time there? Okay. Oh, is this thing still running? Yes, it was. Okay. So let's go back to golf scores now. And we're going to change this line right here to read, what did I say, add players, add records. So it'll just say add. All right, save that. Cross our fingers, run this, and type in the letter A. Ooh, add records is not defined. I thought we put that in up at the top. Nope, we didn't. So from right, import, bang, and save. And let's try it again. All right. There we go. Type an A. Hey, there we go. And I'll say, oh, what do I want to call it? Golf 1. And for right now, we'll just, to make it easy, we'll put in 3 people. And then we'll say, enter the name of the player. Well, I'll just say Doug. And Doug shot a 72. Yeah, right. Enter, and then we'll say Mary was a player, and she got a 70. And then Wally shot an 88. Okay. So now what I need to do is quit real quick. And in my, you should have, let me see here.
Yep, text document in the folder.
You should have a text document in your folder with 3 names and the scores. Okay. Hey, what happened to my, did I close Thorny? You guys are seeing my Thorny now, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so who does not have a text file being created? Okay, moving on then. Okay, let's go with a new file. And I'm going to call this one save as read. And I got read here. I'm going to go and did I still have that? There we go. So this one will be read. And this one will say a function to be used with the golf program. that reads the records and displays them. Choose save that. And again, I'm trying to make this as useful as I can by not just hard coding in the file names. Okay. I don't want to hard code them in just because if I do that, I'm stuck, right? Or the user is. They don't get to pick from a multitude of files. What do we got there? Of the file to read from. Okay, and then file name. And I could even go farther here. Again, I'm adding this the extension on here. I may run into a problem with that at sometimes. With some time. Down the road, where if the file name already, if they type in a file name with .txt on the end, I could end up with a file name that says menu or something .txt, right? So sometime you might, it could be a problem, but I'm not going to worry about it here. So we got open, and notice that open is a key word there. I'm going to open it up as for reading this time. Remember last time we opened it up for appending. This time all we want to do is read. And here's my prompt going into my loop. Okay, remember our loops have, they initialize, test, process, and increment, right? So here's my initialization here. I'm going to read the first name in the file. Okay. So when I declare this here, this in file as an open, it tagged. So now I got functions that I can do with the in file. And one of them is read line. Okay. And in this, for right now, our delimiter between, if you looked at your text file, each part of your text file is on a separate line. Okay. Each field, okay, is a different line. So there's other stuff we can do in the future to change that, of course. And then we'll just say while the name is not equal to nothing. Okay. So if there's nothing in there, we're going to, if there's something in there, we're going to keep going. So then we already have the first name. So now we need to get the golf score. So we're going to say that is an integer in file, then read line. Okay. Then we're going to strip off the line feed off the end of the name. Get rid of that. Strip R strip. That's right. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and print the name. of the player. And then we'll print their golf score. Oops. Yep, that's right. So there's my process. My initialization is up here. My test is here. My process is here. And I'm just missing my increment here. And it'll just say name is equal to in file. Read the next line. And then outside the loop, after it's all done, I can't tell if I'm underneath that or not. Why didn't it? That's weird. Okay, and then I'll just close the in file. And save. And once we have that done, we need to go back here and we're going to go and import again from read, import that. And we can go down here to read and display, get rid of that. And it'll just be display record. Did I make it records or record? Records. All right, and we'll save that. And now we can run it, I believe. Run it. And I'll read this time. And it was what, golf 1? And you can see here, here's my 3 players that I had. Okay. Now, while I have this open, I'll go ahead and I can type an A. And again, it was golf 1. And I'll add 2 players. And then I will say, okay, so Sue shot a 99 today. Bob shot a 100. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, I added 2. Okay. So now I should be able to read that. And we should have 5 names, right? Yeah. Golf 1. And there you go. There's our 5 players there. Okay. And then we can hit Q to quit. And it quits. All right. Give me a second here.
Let me.
Where do you need to be?
Not sure. So I got a problem with my line 33 where I said display records. So I'm checking spelling. Display records. Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Okay, did you find it?
No, it says display records
Yes.
is not defined, although I imported it and
Do you have a colon over here?
spelled it correctly.
Go over on your read file like
Yeah.
this and run the read file and see if you get an error.
Says looks good.
Okay, so let's jump back to golf scores here. And
from read import asterisk. That's correct. And then
down here,
display records with parentheses. That is correct. And my problem or my error is being thrown specifically at that line. It's saying it's not defined.
okay, let's go ahead and see if our fellow students here can, I'm going to stop sharing.
It works now. Is it kind of like with NetBeans where sometimes like the
oh yeah, it
don't
gets
sync up if you don't like click around a little bit?
I had that a couple times a day where I had to go back and change something and save and just like exit or just cut a word off, put it back on and resave it. And then it kicked in.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Sorry, false alarm.
All right. Anybody else? While we're hanging here. Everybody went home? I guess everybody is at home probably. Nobody else has a problem. Okay.
It's always me, you know.
Well, I'm just going to have everybody turn it in when we get done. I'll give them time. We'll make it due by 6 o'clock tonight. That's all right. All right. So now let's go ahead and do our search, I think is what we'll do. It's the next easiest one. So I got a new one here and I'm going to call it save as search. Sounds good to me anyway. And wonder if that's still in there. Yes, it is. A function. Something to that effect. Yep. And let's call this function, how about find player? And it's another one of those try here. And I'll put found is equal to false. Ooh, I didn't put in my, that's all right. I don't have a, I wrote this part and didn't put in accept thing. So we'll have to put that in. Okay, so we got a file name here is equal to, well, it's the same as the other one. Let's go over and read and do this whole thing right here and just copy that. And then come over to search. And let's see if we can just copy that in. One file read line. We don't want that. But the rest of this, I think, is okay. Oops. But it has to be tabbed over. I hate when I do that, when it does that. I'm off like by one space here. Drives me nuts. All right. Got that. And let's call it search is an input. And then we'll say what did I do here? Oh, yeah, okay. So I get their name and search, and then I'm going to read a line. I think that'll be okay, yeah. So read a line, and then while this line that I read in is not equal to nothing, we'll loop through the file. So score will be equal to int in file dot read line also. And then the CR is equal to DSCR dot R strip. Again, because if I'm reading that line and there's a slash n on the end, it won't match what they type in. So I'm going to get rid of that on the end. And then if the search is equal to the file, we can go ahead and print the player's name. And their score. Oops. That'll work. We'll put an extra line in. Change found to true. That's good. And then read the next one. Our incrementation. And then we will close the file. Save it. I gotta think of.
You need to put a / in line 18.
Oh, do I gotta?
Before the apostrophe.
Oh, yep. Thank you. No, backward slash. Right. I think it's that. Yep. All right. So then we go back here and we import from search, import star. The star just means if there's any functions in there at all, give me them all. They're all available to me. I don't have to specify. And then that was, what did I call this thing? Find player, right? Should work. Sure, I save. Let's run it. Oh, that don't look good. Search, import, blah. Expected EOFY parsing. Yeah, I got something goofy. So then the search. Oh, I'll bet you it's killing me because I don't have. Maybe.
Yeah, you gotta have a catch, right?
Yeah. I'm guessing that's what it is. See, what could it be? The only thing it could be on this one is the name of the file. I'm guessing that's what it is. Yeah, it opened up now. Okay, so let's see what we have under read. And that was golf 1, right? All right, so I'm going to pick somebody in the middle, Wally. Okay, so I'm going to search for, the name of the file was golf 1. And I'll search for Wally. And you can see right here that it found Wally. Now, if I search golf 1 again, and I search for Brandy, it says nothing. Why is that? Why didn't I put something in there for that? I should have had, okay, I'm missing a line of code here somewhere, but we can fix that. Over in our search here, I'm missing blah, 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 is true. Right outside of here, we can just put if found, if not found, then print we'll save that. Back over here, run it again, and search again. Golf 1 and Brandy. Players not in our records, but if we do an S and we say golf 1 again, and we type Wally, while he's there. Okay, we can type a Q to quit. So we got our add records one done. We've got find a player done. We've got display records done. And now I'm going to do one of the harder ones, and that is to delete a player. Okay.
Can you go back to search real quick?
Yep, I'm there. Let's run. I want to run it once while we're here. Hang on. And make sure it doesn't blow up. Let's go search. Oops, backspace. All right, and let's say we type in the letter A for the name of the file. Okay, doesn't blow up, but did it print anything? Yep, right there, file not found. Cool, so that works. Sorry about that, I wanted to make sure that that worked. And then I'll go back to search. There you go. Tell me when you're done.
All done. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else need to be here? Nobody? Sounds good. All right. So we're going to create another file. And this one, I'm going to save this one as delete, I guess. Nothing like these nice names I come up with, right? So delete. Oops. I'll save that. And I think I can still do my control V here. Nope, I can't do that anymore. Here, I'll get it from somewhere else. Where was it? Right here. This one's good. Control C. Go over to delete. Control V. A function views is gone, and that deletes players and their scores. All right. So we'll define this one as remove player. And we got our infamous try in here. We'll make found false again. And okay, we can do the same thing here, get all this. I think we can take all this right here, actually. I'm just looking here. Let's go all the way down to right here and copy that. Come over here and control V that in. Excuse me. Okay, the way this works is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our file and create a temporary file. And we're going to copy each record from our file to the new file. Except if we get a match to whatever they put in, we're going to skip that one. So then our temporary file, okay, will have everybody's name except the person that we're deleting. Then what we'll do is delete our current Golf 1 file, and then we'll rename our temporary file Golf 1. Okay, everybody know now what we're going to do? All right, to be able to do that, we need to add something up ahead on above your defining remove player. We need to import something called OS. Okay, and that's a library that is that we can use to remove and rename files. Okay, you have to have that. It won't work without it. So then we got file name open for reading is good. Temp, okay, so then I need to create a file, a new one, and I'll call it temp file. And we're going to hard code that one in because it doesn't matter because it's going to be gone in a little bit. Or we're going to rename it, I should say. And we want to open that up for writing. Okay, we want to open that one up for writing. And then search internet. Let's see here, and we'll just make that delete. I'm going to read line, and then we're going to keep doing this and while we go through the file. So we want to read the score in also, and then we're going to strip off that line feed from the their name. Okay. Okay. So if we don't get a match, so if our what we're importing here is not equal to our name that we're search for, right? Then we're going to go ahead and write into the temp file. What do we want to write? We want to write there what we imported plus, and then we're going to put the line feed back in. Okay. And then we'll write their score back in. Okay. And then we'll have an else, and found will become true. Okay. And after that, let's go and, oh, we need to increment our, so then we need to read another line, right? Okay. After our loop is done, we want to close the in file and we want to close our temp file. Did I call that temp file? Okay. Temp file. And then once I've done that, I'm going to delete the original file. And it's nothing more than OS remove and then file name. Then I need to rename the temp file as my file name. And then I'm going to tell the person running the program that if found, print the file has been updated. And of course, else, print that item something like that. And then we have to deal with our try. Make sure that's lined up. Yep. So this will be my accept. And we'll save that. All right. Go back over to golf scores. And then we're going to add another from. And it's delete this time. And I called it remove player. So under delete down here, we're just going to make it remove player. And save. And let's see here. Let's go run it. And then we can say, let's go ahead and read what's in there. And so we got Doug, Mary, Wally, Sue, Bob, whoever you have in there. And now I'm going to get rid of myself. I'm going to get rid of Doug, I hope. So I'm going to type a D for delete. Golf 1 is the name of the file. Who do I want to get rid of? And I'll put Doug. And a character, most likely the file was not found. Let's go look here and see what. Doug is still there. That's not good. Let's see what's in temp file. Mary just. Okay, hang on.
I think there may be some issues in the delete class
Yeah,
itself.
it has to be.
Line
Hang on a minute.
1840.
Hang on, Bubba Louie. 18. Okay. Okay, let's see. We got Tron, Force, file, enter the name of the file to read from. Okay. I'll change that to delete. I know it doesn't do anything, but I want to change it to delete. And the file is that plus that. Open it for R. I need a temp file to open. File text dot write. Need to search for input. Enter the player's name to delete. If you see it, let me know.
Is it because in line 19 you have temp file and files capitalized, and then at
Oh,
42
that's
it's
it.
not capitalized?
That's where it wasn't found. Good catch. Let's try it again. All right. So this time I'll hit D. Name of the file. We'll do golf 1. And we'll do Doug this time. And I still got an error going in there. Occurred most likely to file not found. Okay, so that's crazy. So open it here, temp file, text, da 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 da. Let me check something real quick. It's not reading my temp file, or it's just skips my name and then it's crashing. So let's see what I got this time.
Mine says line 40 file built in referenced.
Yeah,
Don't know what that is.
line, hang on. File name, okay. Now I had to mess around with this earlier today. So let's do this first of all. This is what we can do. If I do this, if I run that out and I hard code in this is how I would check. I'm going to put golf 1 there. So then I don't have to worry about that. So then my file's that. My temp file is called that. And then okay, so then I input the player's name to delete in file read line. I don't understand why it's only writing that one. Okay, so again, strip that. I gotta have something typoed here or something. fdcr dot search temp file dot write plus that temp file plus write is oh here st. Let's try the str score because it aired out on the score. So I'm wondering if that isn't it. That I had a data problem there. Okay, oops. And let's run it. Let me go ahead and clear this and stop it and run it again. All right. So now if I hit delete and hit Doug, and you can see the file's been updated, okay? And if you go look at your text file now, whatever name you typed in there should be gone. And mine is gone on mine.
Yeah, mine said an error occurred. So could I take a look at that class one more time?
Yeah, let me do this. I want to do a couple things here before you Because we should be able to do, let's put this back in the way we had it. File name is equal to. File name plus single quote there. Okay, I think this is what you needed, or why mine wasn't working right there.
Okay, so string score. Okay, and then when I run my golf score, I'm gonna hit. What do I hit? I'm gonna hit D. Name of the file. An error occurred. Okay. Yeah, it was caught. So
You want to share it with us?
sure, yeah.
Okay. Everybody help here. Okay, line 40. Oh, scroll up. Well, you got import OS there. Oh, your OS rename down there should be file name, not just file. Parentheses, yeah. Try it now. I don't know if that's it, but that will be one error.
Trying to delete. File has been I'll fix
Updated. Yep.
that.
So if you look at go to your text file now.
Yeah, it only has Doug. So, yep.
All right.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to stop recording now. Or no, I'm not. So that's it. But what's missing? We haven't done modify yet. So I'm going to tell you that this program is actually somewhat in your book. Okay. So if you go to page blah, 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 deleting records, we did that. Page 320 in your book, it will tell you how to modify a record. Okay. Now you're going to have to assimilate this information because, again, I want you to be able to open any file, and you should be able to do that now because I showed you in several of these how we find the file and open it. Excuse me. And so for you guys, you're going to finish this on your own. You're going to do the modify on your own. And again, that's on page 320 of your textbook. But if you thumb through here, all the way back to page 315, there's a program that inputs coffee. Okay. So they're doing coffee and pounds and stuff. Well, what we did is we just did players and or golfers and their scores. Now, again, ours is better than theirs because they didn't protect theirs. They don't have any exceptions in. They hard coded their files in. Okay. So ours is more usable. Okay. And ours won't crash, or it shouldn't. Okay. So I am going to stop